Very good. Thank you very much, and welcome back to NTV Pressbox. The hashtag on Twitter is NTV Pressbox. Send us your thoughts. We have so many headlines we're discussing this evening, including the English Premier League, which is just 4 days away. It all kicks off on Friday with Manchester United up against Leicester under the lights. Hey, 380 matches are upon us. The biggest show, really, and everyone should be waiting for that one as well. Now, what we've done here in studio is quick and make change once again. If you know you don't look someone who goes to the gym quite often, and definitely unfit, we've shifted you to the right. The reason Robert Madoi is to my right, but to my left, we have the Cranes number 10, Mr. Ivan Magomu. We have the number 13, Micheal Wokorach as well. Guys, the National Rugby side, welcome to the press box, and thank you very much for coming to the show today. I'll start off with you, Wokorach, fresh from a big victory against Tunisia. How hard was this one?
We had a lot of tension. First of all, thank you very much, Andrew, for the invite. Joel sent me a message this morning, and I said, oh, I'll be around.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think the game against Tunisia was one game we're looking up to because we had lost 2 of our opening games. So for us, I think we thought Tunisia was a must-win for us, and we really geared up a lot for it because the Sevens boys were just fresh from the World Cup, so they came in with a bit of energy, and coming to the team, it was an added advantage for us. And I think this Saturday showed that our rugby is actually growing, and we're a good side to reckon with because you could see the display we had against Tunisia. We didn't start very well the first 20 minutes, but then we picked up a lot in the game, and I think we were very unstoppable because we kept moving and moving on.
We're going to talk more about the game, but Ivan, you did not play this game for reasons all over the press recently. For starters, were you happy you were dropped from the game? Do you think you should have been dropped from the game? And what did you make of the game?
Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, Pressbox, for having me here. It's really an honor to be at such a show. First of all, I honestly believe it was a regrettable offense having to play over. I think there was a bit of miscommunication, and I misjudged my I had a misjudgment between my contracts, between my club and the Sevens. So, because of the miscommunication, I actually went on to play with my club, but I regretted it, you know, having not made the team and seeing the boys enjoy the game. But going on today, during training, I met up with the coach, the whole team, the management, and I had to apologize. And right about now, I'm working really hard for my number, get back on the team. Hopefully Saturday, I'll make the team and we pull it off against Morocco.
You talk about working hard for your number. I'm seeing Masendi Robert, who played instead of you this weekend, and put in a very, very good shift. Look, as Ugandan rugby fans, we're happy that we have so many options. Yeah. But it's not going to be easy for you getting into that side. What do you think? Yeah,
Masendi, young lad, he had a pretty good game. Yeah, everyone was happy, you know. He was under a lot of pressure from the fans, thinking he wouldn't deliver. But, you know, he came out and put on a very good show. Competition is healthy. It goes down back to my club. That's why we're winning as a club. There's lots of competition back in my club. So if the competition is brought to the team, national team, it's really healthy. We're looking at developing a number 10 for the next coming years, because looking at my career-wise, I don't think I'll be in rugby so long, you know. So yeah.
I think, Robert, just before you come in, the one question I really want to ask Michael, we have Morocco and Zimbabwe, of course, coming up. You're one of the more experienced players in the side now, though, of course, your official Wikipedia page doesn't have your official age. I don't know why. But that really aside, you've gone through generations with the national side. You look at this big victory against Tunisia. We are fresh from a World Cup for the Sevens. How has Ugandan rugby gone within your time? Are we going up? How excited are you? How big a pool of players do you have for the future?
I would say I think we're going up. Our rugby is developing quite a lot, and you could see it from the Sevens brand of rugby. And we've played a couple of HSB series there, and we've gone to the World Cup, so it shows there's a lot of development in the team. And from the 15th version, you saw we're playing, at one point we were playing in the 1B, but we've been a stronghold in the 1A for, this is the 3rd year now. Yeah. So I think we're developing quite well, and I think the future is very bright for the team. Yeah, I've actually played on the team for a very long time. Currently, I'm the most capped player at the moment, but from the times I've played for the team, I think there's a lot of growth in the team, and the development is going the right direction.
And for us, you know, the fans, what we love is we love watching beautiful rugby, and one of the things that intrigues us is when you have, you know, the center and the 10, you know, having the centers and the 10 having this very good understanding, a bit of telepathy, and we saw that with Masendi and Pius Ogena, you know, for that very, very crucial try. As you said, you had a very difficult opening start, you know, to the game. The Tunisians brought their A game, and I think you guys were also feeling that pressure of being bottom of, being at the basement of the log. But that understanding, you know, the delayed, you know, that dinky pass, and obviously Pius diced through the team. It reminded me of, you know, the understanding that you two guys worked up in Kenya RFUE grounds. And obviously I'm putting you on the spot here. But the 10s, what kind of 10 do you like working with? And would it be wrong saying you enjoy yourself when you're playing with Ivan on the pitch? More?
I think from the rugby perspective, I think most of the times they say the 10 is the general of the game. So definitely if your general is not up there, then definitely all your soldiers are not going to be top notch. So it's always good to play with the 10 who understands how you play. And it's also vice versa, that you, the centers, have to understand your 10. So trust me, you'll enjoy your game. So I think from this weekend's game against Tunisia, I think Masendi and Pius were understanding each other. That's why he did a lot for Masendi did a lot for Pius, and the game was flowing. Just same with me and Magomu. I think last year in Nairobi, we connected on very well, and I think we were the driving force of the team, because if you have a number 10 who is very good, trust me, the team will also do the best.
So let me talk to one of the generals now of the team. Just like you said, Magomu, you had to watch this one from the sidelines. But your quick view of the game, how good were we? Is there something we must improve now ahead of the next matches?
Like the captain said, like my captain here, Gonya, as he's known, said we started a bit slow. Yeah. You know, I was, for the first time in a very long time, I had to watch the Cranes play from the stands, and I had both the fans' view and the players' view outside the pitch. We started so slow, but we actually caught up, I think, in the second half. I believe due to the fitness levels of the opponents. But had we started really quick, kept to our game plan as Uganda, would have gone for a much more, you know, bigger score. Because Uganda as a team, we have one of the most fiercest backline. Very intelligent guys, small guys, but with big hearts. So I believe had we, you know, gone with the confidence at the start, would have actually put on a bigger score against Tunisia.
And obviously, you know, the old problems came back, you know, to bite us more so in that opening spell of the game. Yeah. Our problem at the line outs, we failed to really, you know, click at the line outs, and actually at one point, you know, the captain had to make, you know, that tough decision not to try to find touch, but to get some points on the board. I would imagine, you know, this is a problem that is giving Sogi, Robert Seguya, lots of sleepless nights.
Yeah, I think the combination of hooker, being a hooker is a very tough number. And over the years, you've seen Alex Mubiru being the driving force in the hooking and the throwing of the ball. So we're trying to groom the young boys who are on the team. We have Paul Sekate and Tamale, who are really trying to fit into Mubiru's shoes. They're quite big, but I would say they're building on very well. It will take time, but eventually they'll get it, because Mubiru has been trying to nurture them and seeing that they can fit into the national team setup. It's taking a bit of a while, but then it's something that Coach Seguya is trying to handle, because you would see it in the game. It really cost us a lot, and our lineouts are not getting it perfect, because we believe if you get your set pieces right, you can play any game of rugby. So that was hurting us a lot.
Well, like Michael says, being a hooker is a very hard thing. What you said?
No,
rugby hooker. Hooker in terms of rugby, guys.
Yeah.
It's a very tough number. But I want us to quickly move away from this game and ask you very specific rugby questions. I mean, I have a very controversial one, which we've discussed here on the press box for a very long while. But let me start off with what seems to be more positive. You were at the World Cup. you were up against the finest sides on the planet. I mean, Ugandan rugby has never been more proud than being at the World Cup. Look, not the performance we wanted, because we wanted to win the World Cup, but what an experience for you guys, Michael.
Yeah, I think it was a very good experience, and from the boys, they will definitely tell you it was a dream come true, because we've dreamt of being on the big stage, and that is the World Cup. It's the biggest tournament in the rugby sevens, and here we were at the World Cup in San Francisco just 2 weeks ago. So it is one thing we've worked to, and I think kudos goes to the coach Tolly. He has built this force. We started this campaign in 2015, actually 2014, and I think there's a lot of growth in the team. He's one who believes in using young players and making them better rugby players, and I think you can see it. On that team, I'm actually the oldest player, but I still have the legs to push me for another 2-3 years. But then it was something very good. We enjoyed the experience. It's not the result we wanted, but our presence in the World Cup mattered the most. Yeah, but I think we can build on from there, because we play teams like Samoa. Those are hard teams who have been playing in the World Series before. So definitely they were going to give us a run for our money, and it really showed. But then you can't take away anything from Uganda. We really did a very good job. We lost 2 and won 2. So I am totally proud of the boys, because being on the big stage was what mattered the most, and getting those 2 wins actually brought so much pride to the country.
Magomu, being at the World Cup, a player your age, I mean, what does that mean? I mean, you come back home and then you feel you can take on anyone, right?
Yeah, sure. But you have to be humble, you know. Personally, it was a dream come true. Proved a lot of critics wrong from the start of my rugby career, way back in SMAC. Many thought would not make it this far. And also, you know, we have to thank the head coach, Tolbert, and the team management. He's put in a lot for the sevens. There's a lot of doubts. I remember Robbie sometime asked me if I would actually make it back to the sevens team. I just told him, as long as I'm fit, and as long as I'm injury free, I would make the team, and it came to live, you know. These are memories you keep on, you know, you keep to yourself for a very long time, because they usually come back. It usually happens once in a while. So it's a dream come true for most of us and most of the players.
Yeah, for us, we just feel it was, we were just visiting the World Cup, but we're working towards many other World Cups. Because if you see the team, our average age is actually 21. We have a 19-year-old Desire Yera who is on the team, so I would believe he has another 3 World Cups to play if we can just keep the high intensity and keep playing. Yeah, we've been African champions twice, and I think it was a driving force for us to go further. And if you talk to the coach, he will tell you we have actually achieved more than he expected. But it's a good thing in sport. It shows that there's a lot of growth, and we're just moving in the right direction.
Right. One more thing. He's forgotten something, I think. Our main target right about now is the Olympics, 2020 Olympics in Tokyo. So that's what we are looking at as the sevens team, and we have to, I think, go to Tunisia and win it again, hopefully. Yeah, so that's where all our guns are turned to right now. Yeah.
All right, a few weeks ago on the show, we did host a very good friend of ours, a veteran sports journalist, Mr. Joseph Kabuleta from the Mbonya Ministries. And one of the issues we were discussing on the show was how the ministries and the activities were going to affect the Lugogo Cricket Oval. Well, we all saw the pictures just a few hours after the first event in there. And the cricketers weren't happy. The football fans, the sports fans in the country weren't very happy. But then the question that stayed was, what happens to Chadondo? Because that is where most of the prayers actually have been taking place. We talked to the administrators who had their views, the journalists who had their views. Now we have the players here, the guys who actually use the Chadondo rugby grounds for training, for matches. And I'll start off with you, Michael. How much has that affected the quality of the pitch? How much has that affected the fitness of the players? And should we be having concerts like those? And I'm calling them concerts because there are so many people every single week. How much of an impact is that on not just the facilities, but Ugandan rugby?
I think it's a big question for me to answer because it involves a business and it involves some money. Yes, on the other hand, Chadon needs the money because it's the money that is going to maintain a lot of things at Chadondo, because if you realize we don't have so many sponsors who are putting in that money. So definitely the players would need that money because they have to pay their allowances, they have to pay their monthly, I would say, salaries, which is not really big. But then back to the sport, yes, definitely such activities affect. But then as Chadondo, they have tried to manage it. And you can see there's a lot that has happened to manage this, ongoing prayers for Mumbonye. And they have adjusted the training days to different days because we have the pitch the whole week. There's no other activity. It's only rugby. So the training allocations have been adjusted to different days. So we've tried to manage it. And since it's just a few hours of their prayers, it's not really damaging the pitch that much because there was strict regulations saying if you're done with the prayers, everything has to be cleaned out by midnight. And that has happened so well. So the next day when we go for training, the pitch is actually empty. There's nothing, no activity happening. So I believe it's something that Chadon does try to manage and not to kill the sport, just to manage the activity and the sport as well.
Of course, because you're a religious man as well, the prayers
Very true.
Are definitely fine.
I'll get back, to the pitch and sidestep, in true Philip Wokorach style. Yeah, that issue of Mbonye. We're having Morocco this weekend at Chadondo. Another, North African opponent that you're going to be facing, and I would throw it to you. You being the most senior person here on the set. We saw, against Tunisia, they had a very, very fantastic, back row combination, 8-9, which helped them score both those tries. And I would imagine, you guys are looking at trying to combat, the Moroccans at the set pieces because they play more or less a similar style to Tunisia. How are you approaching? How do you intend to approach this game without giving a lot away?
The coaches have had a review of the game, and they really told us what went wrong. I think what let us down was how to defend the scrum. Yeah. If you realize Tunisia scored 2 tries off the scrum, yes. So we started working on that today, and we're trying to fix it because I'm very sure Morocco is coming with the same game plan. I'm sure they're going to watch our videos, and then they're going to have a way out and see if they can master us and take us through. But then the team is really preparing well. We're just trying to build on our strength because the past game against Tunisia, we had a lot of positives. So we're just trying to make that a perfect thing and see if we can go and actually demolish Morocco coming weekend.
Magomu, how tough will Morocco and Zimbabwe be, and what do we do to make sure these 12 points we considered against Tunisia are lessened now?
Morocco, we can't underestimate it. It gave our noisy neighbors a run for their money. Kenya, it was so close a score. But as Uganda, if we stick to our strength as a team, if we stick to our game plan, the running rugby, I think we are very unstoppable. You could see that Tunisians tried to keep up in the first half. Coming to second half, they all burnt out. And I think because they play more so the same way, we just have to stick to our game plan and play a really, really quick game. Coming to Zimbabwe, I think they also...
Those are our waves.
Yeah, of late.
But Robbie, I know this year actually a lot has changed.
Yeah.
I think if you saw last weekend, I think Zimbabwe is the only team that has put a big score against Namibia. So definitely they're going to come back a different outfit, and they recently got a new coach who has been a South African coach. So I know a lot has changed in their game. So they're coming back a much different team from last year. So we need to work towards that.
But there's a general feel, though. I mean, if you look at football, African football today, folks will tell you the last 10 years have changed the terrain completely. Sides that were the so-called pushovers over the years, the Cape Verde Islands of this world, are now, very competitive home and away. Yeah. Do you have the same feeling with rugby across the African continent?
Yeah, sure. Back then, Zimbabwe would come, beat us, go back, But as the Cranes right now, you can go to Zimbabwe, beat them. You can even see the 7th side. They're defending champions, I think, so many years in a row. But rugby has evolved, Right now, as Uganda, I think we've made huge strides. And like you said, things change over time. So I believe, right about now, things have changed.
I think, Robbie, you remember in 2009 when we only needed to beat Tunisia to qualify for the World Cup, and apparently they came and humiliated us on our home soil. So, and then we went back to their home and actually they beat us to qualify. Yes. So a lot has changed. Now we can go to North Africa and actually beat up the Tunisians if we really want it. Same as that, they can come here and we demolish them. So a lot has evolved within the sport, and it's good for the development, and it's also good for Ugandan rugby that we can also go and win a game away from home.
Look, I'm not trying to doubt your fitness. I'm not trying to doubt your abilities because you've done so much for the Cranes. How long do you have, Michael? How long do you have? You've been in this side, you've achieved a lot, you've captained the team. I mean, you look forward. How long do you have?
As long as my legs can take me, but I would say I'm still an added advantage to the team. The team still needs me, so I'll give them all I can until I feel it's no more. I'm not a very old man. I've just achieved a lot in a very short. I'm still young, and I feel I can still push on for another.
You see yourself graduating, moving to the back row a bit, stepping in there?
Yeah, I know. When you get old, the speed reduces. So probably I'll be moving towards the park, where it's not so much of the running game, and maybe just use more of my strength and experience. So there's a lot more I can offer for the team as for now.
Guys, we've got to wrap this one up. Ivan, where you grew up from, when you're ending a show like this, I grew up in Tungamo. When you're ending a show like this on radio, the presenter always tells the guest, do you have anyone you want to say hi to there as a conclusion? What are your final remarks, Tom?
Okay, all the fans watching, the viewers, the fans, Uganda Cranes, I urge you guys to come out this weekend. Be behind the boys as we take on Morocco, and my prayers I make the team, and not have to have the pressure of the fans they usually have at the stands. But thank you for watching. See you next time.
Yeah, just what Magomu said. I think there's rugby this weekend. The game is at 4 p.m. So this time it's 4 p.m. not 3 o'clock. So come support the Uganda Rugby Cranes. It's a big game for us, and we need the second win. And also thank you to the fans who came around to watch Uganda play against Tunisia. It's always good to have fans rallying behind the team, because we need that support, and it's a good thing going forward. And thanks for watching the press box.
All right, there you go. Now, a few months ago, I was very lucky to be in a very remote part of Ethiopia. And when I was there, because I was having a drink with some of my friends, the DJ decided to play an Eddy Kenzo song, City Arosi, in a very remote part down in Ethiopia. And everyone went mad, because everyone knew everything about the song. They knew the lyrics. So I went around telling whoever was dancing that I was from Uganda, and I was the closest they could get to Eddy Kenzo, so they could congratulate me alongside other Ugandans for having such a big superstar. Well, on the show tonight, I'm very happy that the superstar Eddy Kenzo is on the show. He should be telling us everything to do with football, and of course that BET award, which by the way he didn't come with because he took to the museum. Joel.
Thanks, Andrew, and it's such a pity that once again you're not the one closer to Eddy Kenzo like I am today, but that's a story for another day. I'll be coming back to Eddy Kenzo in just 1 second. Let me just sample some comments here that are coming in thick and fast. Inspector Derek says, the Rugby Cranes did well, but we have to extend our wellness with big dogs like Namibia and Kenya. Otherwise, the win against Tunisia was sweet. I'll just move down to another one. Musali Dennis, who says, great stuff from Ivan Magomu, who apologized about his behavior. The team needs him, and he needs the team. Inspector Derek, you say, Mulindwa has a goal, a target to build Vipers who everyone coach has to abide and follow. Da Costa was good. At the same time, he was a joker. Musali Dennis, maybe one more before I move to the next one. Why aren't these foreign coaches at Vipers allowed to come with their own backroom team? There was talk about that Golola used to undermine Da Costa. I'll push that to you in the third segment, guys, so maybe you can expound on it a little bit more. But now, let me head to the big one, because this man, I'm holding a paper here, and all this written on here are awards that he has won. I don't know where to start from, but just watch this video, because this particular song is what shot him to the limelight.
Sagala nyombo wange no sawa ya nungo bagambye sagala nyombo eno sawa ya chekire mwama sembera mulamu basoba.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, Eddy Kenzo is in the building looking dapper, as always. Eddy, you're welcome to the press box.
Thank you, sir.
I quickly want you to teach me something. I never got it. I have 2 left feet.
Yeah.
What's that movement on Micheal?
Oh, let me teach you. You just need to go like pa, pa, pa. Pa, pa, pa. But you know, go
Fantastic.
Yes, it goes like that.
Good to have you on the show.
Then when you're on the floor, you can add in anything you want.
You can switch it up.
Yeah, you can be free with it, and then you add in some bujogolino.
Fantastic.
And it becomes more fun.
You are looking good. Who dresses you, first of all? I noticed that we have something in common, and that is the beard.
Yes.
Well done. Real recognizes real.
Yeah,
but who dresses you up?
I love fashion,
Yeah.
I love fashion, but I got this from Canada, Vancouver. So we had this festival called the African Descent Festival. So many fashions, people with different fabrics, different designers, they came up. So after my show, someone called me and gave me a lot of stuff, plus the Ghetto Kids. To sharing out. So me, I got this one and it looked cool on me. It is matching with my shoe. Yeah, I decided to keep it. I'm like, yo, man, I'm taking this one.
We'll be coming back to the Ghetto Kids in a bit, but I'll tell you what, I was talking to Eddy Kenzo earlier on when we were having tea that side, and he told me he owns 5 passports, not of different nationalities, of Uganda. That tells you how much this man travels. He's actually going to New York on Thursday. But Eddy Kenzo, let's talk about that video that you just watched. City Alos. That is the song, in my opinion, and I'm sure many Ugandans share this view, that really put you in the limelight, of course, with the Ghetto Kids.
Yes, of course.
What was the thinking about this song, and how did you come up with it?
You know, when you watch that video and my past life during the street, like that is Africanism. That is the life we live in, like when we're still young, mostly in the villages and the ghettos. So that was my life by then. But when I started traveling, going different countries, like most especially Europe or America, people see Africa in a very different way, you know. And then I wanted to portray something like, this is how we are. We don't have too much money, we don't have this and that, but we are happy people. This is how we are. This is us, but we are happy at the end of the day because there are so many people out there. They have a lot of money, they live wealthy, but they are not happy. Some people jump off a building and they die depression, you know what I mean? So I wanted to show the world that Africa is happy. Nakuba tulinamu so many probably challenges mu ngabo manyi ba politicians bafa bambali greedy nti bebatuletera okubanga twambala rags and bichi they don't care about the less privileged people, but Africa tuli blessed that we are happy people.
What was that point that you knew that this song had put you on the map? What was that moment?
That this song went viral. After releasing the video, the first video of the kids dancing, I gave it to a few people, and one guy from Sweden, he had a YouTube channel with a lot of subscribers, so I gave it to him. And then this song started getting a lot of views every day, over 10,000 people, 20, 30, every day. And I was like, yo, this is not normal. This is something different. And then so many people from different countries started sharing, tagging me, giving good comments on YouTube, Twitter, everywhere. And then these big celebrities started sharing, telling the like PDD, Ronaldinho. I was like, yo, man, this is different. I just went, I rushed to the mosque and I started playing. I'm like, God, thank you so much. This is the dream come true. And life changed since then until today. Since 2014, I got 4 passports. Now I have 5 passports. Since
Which is almost full again.
Yes, of course.
Let's talk about the Ghetto Kids, Eddy. It would be unfair to say that they didn't play a part.
They played a very big part.
In your stardom.
They played a very big part.
Because we've seen them, and I think my producer, the director, has a clip. I've seen them attend, Jimmy Kimmel talk show, performing with Swaley.
The video is unforgettable. Has almost 700 million views right now worldwide. And the song went platinum.
How did you get? Actually, this is my question. How did you get Swaley and his team?
They looked for us. Even
here?
yeah, even Justin Bieber wanted, even Beyonce. It was Justin Bieber first to send her an email. He wanted the kids to do a dance video on his song. And then also Beyonce, they wanted the kids on the video, but French Montana came first to Uganda and then shot. So when they watched the French Montanas, I think they pulled down. But even Beyonce wanted the same thing.
Are you in touch with the Beyonce, the Diddy's, the
Yeah,
French
of course, we communicate to so many people now.
Let me tell you one thing. I'm just going to go through this very quick. Just a few words that this man has won. He won the AFRIMA, Current Best East African Artist 2017-2018, Best Album 2017-2018, Biology. He's won the Afro-Australia 2014 Best New Act, 2015 Viewers' Choice Awards. That's still the Afro-Australia. He went on to win the International Reggae and World Music Awards, the 2018 Best African Entertainer Award. Of course, we all remember the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, Best African Artist, Nigeria Entertainment Awards, and the big one, the BET International.
But I think
Viewers.
Nickelodeon is more bigger. What do you think?
BET?
Yeah, of course.
I think BET is bigger.
Yeah, but
Black
Nickelodeon, man, it's for everybody, black and white.
Yeah.
You know, BET is famous for everybody, but it's for black entertainment, representing black people.
Yeah.
But Nickelodeon is worldwide, white and black. What do you think?
I think you're right on that one.
Yeah.
And I also think, because a little bird whispered that you used to play for Villa, how true is that?
Yes. In fact, Vida changed my life.
Really?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
How?
I was a street kid, selling soda, water in Nachivo Stadium during matches. I was a ball boy in Nachivo Band in Ambole. So during that time, I used to work in Katwe. Baba Itabata holding. I was a holder. Nalimpereza holder Vonga Njiga. You know, so I started going to stadiums because I loved football so much. And then I started playing when we were 2 years after the matches, you know, during Sevilla and X-Place, with Zabedida on top of there, you know. So I got connected with kids who are playing for Jogo Young by then, under 13, 12, 13, 14. That is Bengo, Okwiz, and Jajawal, Muleme. I got connected with them because they also used to come and do ball boy for Vida. So they took me to Vida Park. I started playing with them. Then from there, really took me to school. Me, I never attended the school. In primary, I only went for P3. So from P3, I went to senior one in Rubidi Secondary School.
Really?
Can you imagine? I didn't even know how to write. I remember my first day in the class, I was waiting for the class teacher to write on the blackboard. And then I saw a guy just walking around, talking, and then kids busy writing. I'm like, what's going
happening?
on? I'm waiting for
But look how you turned out.
Yeah, God is the greatest. So Vida changed my life.
Do you still play football, though?
I still play
during
football,
your
but that's
free
why
time?
I'm in a shape like this.
Where do you play from? Who do you play with?
I go to different pitches.
Yeah.
I go to different, it depends where I am. You know me, I'm a man of football, I'm a footballer. I got to steka mupira, I got to steka mumotoka ez'omupiira. So wensanga akasawe ng'obudde buwungeddemu nkwatagana nabo ntutambuza ekintu.
And as I told you before, you know, big recognizes big. I want to tell you this, but I'll let him tell you himself what fan football club he supports. Then maybe you can tell us yourself.
Yeah, I support Sports Club Vida first and foremost. And the Sports Club Vida made me support Chelsea because of the blue color.
I thought you support Arsenal.
No, Vida, Chelsea.
So what were you doing at the Arsenal director's box, which is a VVIP?
Yeah, I went with my friend Mo.
Yeah.
He's an agent to Ozil. So he's the one who took me to Ozil's box. So that box where I was, it is Ozil's box, his family's box. That's where I was.
Were you with him inside?
I know he was playing.
So he just offered you, it was courteous.
Of course. Yeah, because I went with his agent.
Fantastic, Eddy Kenzo.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
But before we let you go, we have something called Quickfire
Yes.
that we normally ask everybody who comes here.
Okay.
You just answer them, the questions. From
Yeah.
the top of your head, don't think about it too much. Whatever comes to your mind first, you'll give us the answer. You'll tell me when you're ready. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Who is the easiest artist you've worked with?
Easiest artist I've worked
Somebody
with.
who didn't give you problems, it was just free-flowing.
Who? I think Micheal in 2008.
Okay.
He was so easy for me. And that was very difficult times by then, but he gave me a chance.
If you had an opportunity to have a footballer for a video shoot, in your video, who would it be?
Messi.
Messi? Who is the most annoying artist you've worked with?
Nobody.
There has to be someone who, like, you know, you didn't tell him, but you could see.
Yeah,
like,
you know,
kind of stressing you and making.
There are some people who are not easy. People have different personalities, but it's all about understanding them, and then you take them the way they are, and then you do the job. You know, it's all about doing business. I don't need to be your friend to do business with you. So, never customer I get the money. I don't care, man.
What would you prefer or pick first? A studio session or a meeting with the Chelsea squad?
Studio session, because that's the future, man.
Fantastic. It's been great having you.
Thank you, my
Keep
brother.
doing what you're doing. Do you have any plans planned ahead?
Yeah, I have a lot of plans. I'm planning to release my new album, titled Roots. It has 20 tracks on it. I have different collaborations, both Uganda and different countries all over the world. And then I'm having Africa Fest coming on Saturday. I'm traveling to New York on Thursday.
Okay.
And then I'm releasing, I'll be having Eddy Kenzo celebrating 10 years at Serena Hotel on 4th January. I have a lot coming, I'm a brother.
Yeah, because somebody was actually asking, Kenzo, we really like your music. How did you make it to that level of winning that biggest award ever? And when are you having a Ugandan show?
Yeah, 4th January, Eddy Kenzo at 10. Eddy Kenzo at 10 for January. How I made this song is being Eddy Kenzo. I am myself. I'm original, man. I'm original. I do what I have to do. Sikopa bantu. Nze nkola byange. I'm a local man from village. So what I do is me. I don't try to pretend and be someone else. Or yenze. That's what I do, and that's why people embrace me the way I am.
And we know you're original, and you do these things, you know, these freestyle things. They just come to your head. You do lyrics.
And I do it. Yeah, I never write a song. Just to go to studio, feel the vibe, and then start from there. And then that's how I make hits.
So because today you've come to our studio at the Press Box, do for us an a cappella for Press Box.
Or
For
like
Press Box.
Press Box. Chirikone?
Yeah.
Yes. Press Box. Yo, I'm going to give you hip hop like Bataka. Hey yo, gwe chali wange ali awo atudde ku TV yo ng'otutaddeko amaaso abiri otulengerera wakaawo oluusi oyinza okuba n'abaana bo oluusi n'omukyala we wakaawo awo wandiba ne family brother sister oba taata weekera nga naawe otukengerawo tuli wano eno ku Press Box ne chali wange kale mwana we wale kubeera ng'olaba NTV mu kaseera kano ate n'owagira buli kintu mu mulamwa mu kaseera akatuufu mu budde obutuufu mu ssaawa entuufu beerawo tovaawo bano baye bakyakuwa bless fire.
Awesome, awesome, Eddy Kenzo. Thank you very much. I don't know if we have ever had a better a cappella than that. Very many thanks, Eddy Kenzo. I know you're very busy.
Underground.
I know you're very busy, and it takes a lot for you to get you here. Yes. But this is the biggest show on the land, so we do appreciate you for having come over. He's actually just from Barara today, and he's just come here straight for the Press Box. So very many thanks, Eddy Kenzo. Thanks a lot.
I'm humbled.
Yeah.
Thank you for the chance.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
that's Eddy Kenzo. We'll be talking a little bit more with him, with the guys, and Ash, of course, after this short break. And I'll be telling you about the transfer situation in the Premier League after this short break.